Greetings and welcome and salutations to another episode of the Just Nerds Podcast, Halloween Special Edition. And I'm Phoenix.
I'm Dan.
And we'd like to thank you all for stopping by and nerding out with us. On today's episode, we're going to, I guess, stray a little bit from the nerdy stuff, but I know for some of you guys, this is your nerd thing.
It's still nerd stuff.
Yeah,
no matter.
It's not your
no matter how you
typical
want to do it.
comic booky, nerdy anime kind of stuff, but
Horror nerds
yeah. We're going to talk
they're
horror.
They're in the same
and
pool.
all Halloween themed things, and your lights just came on.
Yeah, I'm messing with them with my phone.
I need that, absolutely. Totally need that for mine. With that said, we're going to do a couple flashpoints, and then the big chunk of it is we're going to be discussing the best horror franchises and monster villains to come along with it. Now, I want to preface this up front. I myself am not much of a horror person. I don't really care for all that. But what I do like about horror is typically like the creature features. Like you can kind of get me with the vampires and werewolves, and even if it leans a little more on the horror aesthetic, I dig that a lot. So, but I'm not much of a slasher, so that's kind of where I don't mind it. I don't mind the Scream stuff, but like Terrifier, I'm never gonna watch that. That's not my thing.
Terrifier is it's kind of also like my breaking point, because I wasn't always the horror type of person, and like my entire family will attest to that. Like I didn't like them as a kid, and they used to terrorize me with like Child's Play, so like it wasn't always my comfort zone. But when I watched them myself in a controlled environment, with my own intention to want to watch them and not someone trying to scare me into watching them, then I started enjoying them more, because they're really cool movies. A lot of them are really fun.
Yeah, I don't mind Scream. I think I've watched one or two of the Texas Chainsaws, but if I end up ever watching some kind of creature, it's always something top creature related.
Yeah,
for me. I know some of you guys out there,
or like Final Destination, like everyone's seen that.
Yeah, I know some of you guys out there, like your whole life is, I love horror. You have your whole thing decorated the way I have our stuff decorated with horror things, and you have horror statues of the creepy. I'm like, some of y'all, if that's your bag, get it, but not mine.
A lot of people have Funko Pops of horror icons. It's a thing. It's an entire vibe. Like there's people that love the Smile movie. Like they love Smile too. No matter how eerie if it's eerie enough, hey, it's someone's cup of tea. Someone likes that.
Yeah.
And who am I to not say that? That's kind of like a nerd out thing. That's kind of, we're on the same platform.
Yeah. Look,
yours is horror. Mine is more anime, and that's not to say that they're not in the same pool either.
No, bro.
A lot of the things are what's it called like Venn diagrams. The bubbles are the bubbles cross.
They cross in some ways. But look, like if you want to have a life-size version of the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers in your office when you walk in, that is entirely up to you. I would
or you
never
have a standee from a movie of Terrifier of the Clown.
Yeah, I would never. My cousin, on the other hand, probably would, and I would probably deck him every time if I ever went to his house, and he did that. Because that's just not me. But one thing that I would probably always love watching, those Halloween specials, which is our first flashpoint, the Disney Nickelodeon Halloween specials. Let's talk about those real fast. And my personal favorite of all the originals, Halloween special things, Don't Look Under the Bed from Disney.
Oh, a perfect one. Honestly, if I had to pick mine, and this one is a definitely if you know one, it was the Scary Godmother one from Cartoon Network. The one with the really shoddy animation, like the 3D animation was really bad, but it's one of those. It's kind of like how Hoodwinked is, where the animation is really bad, but the story is so S tier. And that's Scary Godmother. The story for Scary Godmother.
I do remember that. I don't remember. I don't think I watched it, but I know I saw them advertising it, putting it out there.
Yeah, those movies were like every Halloween, and then not to mention, like, I would always watch the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends one.
Yeah,
like the very first one that they did. Like that one was genuinely scared. Like I was actually scared for the first time watching it because I did not expect them to have that much of a like jump scary effect for a kids cartoon.
I mean, those originals from Disney and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, they were on something. They were like, let's make a relatively freaky animation or live action and let's put it out for kids. And that Don't Look Under the Bed was that for me, because I'm like, this is terrifying. And then you see the boogie person throughout the whole film and you're like, oh, it's kind of creepy because it won't show anything, which is great. Whoever directed that, to go back and find it, but whoever directed it, smart. They didn't show it to like towards the end, but then when like the other imaginary character starts to turn and he's the nails there, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of terrifying. What in the hell, Disney?
Another good Disney one, a very old one. I know my sisters, especially one of the Delilah, I believe. I hate the name drop, but one of her favorite movies was The Littlest Vampire from Disney.
Actually, yeah, it's on YouTube.
That one was, I have to watch it again. But that movie was like, I remember every Halloween it would come on and we'd sit in the living room, all three of us just watching the movie. It's actually
pretty good. I haven't watched it in years.
It is a classic movie from head to toe. Like that Hocus Pocus. And then I haven't seen the new one yet. I know there is a new one.
You haven't seen Hocus Pocus 2?
No, I have not.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't think it quite captures the pizzazz that the original one has, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
I'll definitely have to give it a watch.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can tell it's not going to have some of the original characters because it's not. It's set way after, but I think it works. And it's kind of, I want to spoil anything, but it spends more time giving more story for the Sanderson sisters, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I do appreciate that they decided to do that, but it's definitely not as good as the original. It's definitely not.
You know, honestly, this isn't a Halloween movie, but because it's kind of like in the witch theme, I was also rewatching Agatha All Along.
You know, I wanted us to talk about that at one point, or I was going to talk about it on my own channel, and I never got around doing it. That is also really well done with the witchiness and the coop. I didn't think they would commit to some of the things they did in that, and they actually did.
Oh no! I hats off to them for taking the steps that they did to make what they made. Like, I was genuinely a little bit skeptical at first because I was like, how are you gonna do with Wiccan and his entire storyline? But the more it progressed through, I was just like, I wanted to not keep watching it, but I was kind of hooked in, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested in where this is all going.
Yeah, it kept me interested. I wanted to see how they were going to play it out, especially knowing who's tied to Wiccan. And then, of course, they did great with, I think they showed off 2 or 3 little like goblin demon monsters. I liked the looks of them. And then, of course, they introduced Lady Death, which a lot of y'all who don't read comics, y'all annoyed the shit out of me. Had whole conversation
because it's almost like clockwork.
I thought it was Hela, blah blah. Like, no. Hela is like the god of death for Norse. Lady Death is death herself, literal death. Yeah. But then again, these are probably the same people that didn't understand the wolf from Puss in Boots.
And also, guys, if we're following some kind of congruency here, I don't want to be that guy and say that Hela is probably maybe not dead in the MCU already, but I'm gonna be the one to say that she's more than likely kind of dead because she was still left on Asgard when Homeboy completely obliterated it right before in the second not the second Thor movie. In
No, third. It
no,
been third.
third in Ragnarok.
Yeah, third.
Like I'm pretty sure she's not alive anymore. However, knowing Marvel, I'm not saying she is dead, but
Until you see a body.
Yeah, until I see a body, I'm not confirming.
Until you see a body.
I'm willing to say for on a limb here that it's highly possibly not Hela, because after Thor Ragnarok, it's a little bit.
Nah, Audrey Plaza is 100% Lady Death, and I think that was a great choice for that show. I think she pulls off Lady Death really well. And while we're still on those TV originals, what did you think of the Halloween Town movies? Did you ever watch them?
I watched a couple of them. Like, again, Disney Channel wasn't really my whole shtick. Like, I didn't really. There was a few shows I watched on Disney Channel. Like, my sisters really were the Disney Channel people. But the Halloween Town ones I watch every now and again. They're not bad. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad movies, but for a Halloween special, yeah, pretty up there in the Halloween special. I give it like maybe an 8.
Oh
like,
yeah, I think.
But again, I'm not a Disney person, so it's not really like I'm not running to that for my Halloween movies. If anything, I'm running to watch like the actual Halloween movie.
Yeah, with good old
with
Michael Myers and all that. Now, Halloween Town was great. It is upsetting that like the fourth one they switched the actresses, and come to find out there was just no reason besides them wanting to. That's sad, but for what they were fine. I still think the best ones for Disney were the Under the Wraps and Don't Look Under the Bed.
And
it's crazy as this sounds. Nickelodeon made what was it, The Boy Who Cried Wolf or The Girl Who Cried Wolf with Victoria Justice. Not a bad werewolf flick.
Oh no.
And there's a moment that I think really convinced me. I'm like, this is a little bit better than a cheesy Nickelodeon thing. It was in the scene where she starts to transform for the first time, and she's halfway through the transition, and she stalks her brother through the room, and then she gets scared off because of the dad. And I'm like, the prosthetics and the makeup, I'm like, you know what? That was actually a genuinely pretty solid, creepy scene. I like
Nickelodeon has like pretty good production value when it comes to their live action stuff. Yeah. Like, I mean, just the Henry Danger show alone, like that production value is definitely up there because it's superheroes. So, or again, but they have to compete with Disney right behind them. So if you're going up against Disney, you're going to try to make everything just as good, if not better, if you have to compete with Disney and their ever in what seems like never ending amount of live television shows.
I'll give Nickelodeon that. They still seem to have a pretty decent production value in a lot of their stuff. Disney is a lot cheesier. I would like to see Cartoon Network throw their hat in the ring for that. They just really don't do it very often.
They try.
They try, but I really appreciate them. Like, now let's stick to cartoons. Which, speaking of a good cartoon for the Halloweenish special, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, dude, the pumpkin one.
Yes,
man. Not to mention, I also remember as a kid, I used to come home from school, especially during October. Oh, I would always come home from school, especially elementary school, get right on the computer and go straight to like the CartoonNetwork.com and play like the little Flash games.
Yeah.
And I'd always play the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy one with the the pumpkin and the scythe. It was always like it was like a Halloween tradition. It felt like every year just going home, darting straight to the computer because I had always done my homework. It would be done before I got home, just so I could go home and play games.
That was probably, I would argue, probably the best Halloweenish, spooky vibe type of show Cartoon Network ever had. Besides Courage.
Oh,
Courage, it's traumatizing for
Courage is just
us millennials and early Gen Zers.
Like that's a different kind of horror.
Oh man. That was,
I remember the Return the Slab guy used to scare the absolute dude, it used to scare the shit out. Like my parents used to think that Chucky used to scare the crap out of me. No, that thing used to scare the absolute hell out of me. That thing put fear into me. But again, I swiftly came over that fear once I heard his theme song, and I was like, oh my god, are you it made it a little less intimidating when I would, because as a kid I didn't process that, but the older I got, I was like, oh my god, that's his theme song. It's a little less intimidating when that's your theme song.
Yeah. Now, Kurt, if any of you guys have ever watched this stuff and you've never watched Courage the Cowardly Dog, it is probably one of the wildest, freakiest cartoons out there. From like a creep factor or horror thing, it's not scary, but there's some moments you're like, this is genuinely creepy. Like we said, Return the Slab.
There's some moments that makes you question, like, guys, this is written for kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we sure this is written for children? No. Right? Because this.
What?
Like, sure?
Yeah, there were some decisions made for that show, and I'm like,
yeah, there are some writing decisions that is like,
yeah, they weren't afraid to actually get kind of freaky and kind of scary with it. A flashpoint I wanted to add, because we were just talking about things about how freaky. Something I want to add is what was probably a movie from your childhood that actually freaked you out, like that you watched during your childhood, that you watched it, even if it's intended for kids. Actually, if it probably was intended for kids to teens, and you're watching, you're like, this shit made me freaked out and scared for no reason, just because you watched it and you were a kid. Like what was it? Yeah, that's what I just want to go with the flashpoint. What freaked you out? What kids thing freaked you out, and you're like, no.
When Mars Attacks.
With the weird, those ones?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
it once I got a little bit older. So. No, I don't remember. I think it was like PG-13.
Yeah, maybe intended for teenagers.
But still, no. The aliens' faces creep me out.
They actually were really creepy. I saw them one the other day. I was scrolling on social media and I saw it. Someone posted about it. I was like, "Ooh, yeah, no, that's a freaky alien design."
There's a flashpoint I want to add too whenever we're done with this, because this is actually kind of crazy that this just released today.
Oh, all right. The one that freaked me out the most was, I used to watch The Dark Crystal a lot.
Oh.
But the Skeksis never bothered me. For as demented looking as those things were, never bothered me. Nothing about that movie freaked me out. But those beetle warriors that the Skeksis had, the beetle warriors, terrified me. I would run when they came on. I was gone. I was like, I'm out. Nope. That movie is just weird and way more terrifying than it should be. But the beetle monsters, that's what scared me.
Those things are awful.
Not the part where they were like the weird deer things or the weird bunny things were about to die or all that. Nope. The beetle things. They terrified the shit out of me. I was like, this is unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, you're not alone on that. I didn't like the way how they looked at all. They were
terrifying.
It was something about their faces that just rubbed me the wrong way, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
their
the
faces
dead.
were
It had to be the
awful.
dead beady eyes. Because the
Oh,
Skeksis did
God.
not bother me in the slightest.
Like,
I'd go around the house going,
like, God, dude, it was the worst. Just
Uh,
the worst.
that's a classic. That's a place. That's a movie that holds a special place for me because I had no reason to watch that movie. I'm like, I love this movie. It is so freaking creepy.
So, speaking of movies that hold a very special place,
Is this your
this
flashpoint?
movie, yes, this movie holds a very special place with me because, again, it's another one that I watch with my sisters, and it's also like my favorite slasher. And again, I'm a little bit upset that we didn't get the skin in Destiny 2 because it would have been really cool because it's Ghostface, but they basically released the trailer for Scream 7 today.
Oh my god, we're at 7 of these movies.
Yes, sir. We're at 7.
Oh my god.
And what makes it even better, we already know who the killer is.
Oh, at this point, I just had to assume it's Stu again. He's alive and everything.
Yes, it's Stu. It's the killer is they say it at the end of the trailer. At the very end, you hear Matthew Lillard's voice talk in Stu Macher's voice, and
Oh my
even
god.
like everything in the trailer is telling you that it's someone who knows Sydney more than anyone else. Like it can only be one person.
What's the point of even making it?
Because it's I mean, so I don't know how to put it, but it's like instead of her being on the attack, like he's being completely aggressive because she's planning on the way how the trailer was making it out is like she's been preparing for him this entire time, and his you know how in every Scream is like a wait and attack type deal.
Yeah.
Well, this time he's not waiting. Type.
Oh, okay.
That's what they were making it seem like. It's this time he is deliberately going after, like everything he's doing it on purpose. He's going after her from the moment the movie starts. That's where he's going.
It's not even Scream anymore. It's just straight up hunting down Sydney.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
And this was your childhood movie with your sisters.
Well, it started off. Wes Craven's first movie started off so much better, and it also coined this whole slasher movie genre. It basically started the entire thing.
I mean, yeah, I kind of can't deny that. There's a charm about that original one.
Yes.
Though
Wes Craven did an amazing job of playing who's the killer for the entire franchise. Like that being the gambit of the entire movie was what made him the movie. And for the fact that this is one of the few times in the movie that they straight up say that, hey, you already know who it is. It could only be one other person who would be going after Sydney like this.
The funny thing about Scream is the fact that it's so synonymous with the Scary Movie franchise. At least the first one.
Yes.
Like there's so many scenes when we were watching it the other day, and I was just thinking, I'm like, nope, here's a Scary Movie scene. Oh, there's a Scary Movie scene. And I'm like, man, that Scary Movie did so well at perfectly parodying this that there are scenes that I'm starting to mix in. And I'm like, I know it's not, because I'm like, I know which actress is like clearly the two different actresses, but I just saw the part the other day where right at the beginning with Drew Barrymore's character in the screen flash, she had all that set up, and it's like my boyfriend's a football player and he'll come out there, and then in the Scary Movie version, it's who do they have sitting in the chair in the Scary Movie version when she turns on the lights? She's like, that's not my boyfriend. Sure, I fucked him, but that's not my boyfriend. I'm like, fuck, who was it? Because I just watched this clip and I'm like,
Oh my god, yeah,
It's supposed to be like a Prince thing or some shit. Like,
yeah, it was supposed to be like a fake
oh my
Prince or
God.
something like that. Oh, it's so good.
Scream really was like, hey, we're gonna set such an iconic setup that the parody movie is gonna be just as iconic.
I guess that's also another thing that made me really want to go back and rewatch all the scary movies for like where they originate from is because of all the parodies of them. Because a lot of the time, to truly understand the reference, you have to go back and watch the source material.
You do, because Scary Movie 2 is like Haunted House, Invisible Man, some kind of asylum movie. It's some messed up stuff. Like the second, I like the second Scary Movie
my
too.
entire thought process on trying to rewatch or trying to go through and watch horror movies is because like someone somewhere is gonna make a parody of this, and eventually there's a reference there that I'm gonna get because a parody is made, and eventually, because we are getting another scary movie that's gonna be made by the Wayans brothers. So again,
I hope they.
You never know.
I hope they throw in some of those creature feature type of scary movies too. I want some of those in there. Give me some with some spooky stuff. And since you mentioned Wes Craven, let's go ahead and talk about the chunk, our main topic of it, starting with Wes Craven and the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. We'll start with that horror franchise and work our way through them. I watched all the Freddy's. Besides the newest one. I never watched the newest one. I don't even remember why.
I've seen all of them.
I never watched the newest one. Does it still kind of feel like Freddy? Obviously, it's really hard to really embody Freddy when you're not Robert Englund, because he really makes it. But from what you remember, does it feel like Freddy to a degree?
Oh yeah, it still has the same exact vibe. I mean, of course, it won't be Robert Englund because it's just it's trying to replace an actor, and you can never truly replace an actor once it's kind of how the Aladdin to the genie comparison with Will Smith no matter what happens, you can't bring him back, all right? Or you can't replace the actor. You can't replace the role in some people's heart, because they did it so well. Like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
You just can't.
It's hard to really bring up another Joker.
It's hard to really bring back. So for the lack of the actor, yes, it's a really great movie. Like it's a really good horror movie.
I may have to get around to watching it.
There are those typical, cheesy cheesy moments that happen.
I think that's
the other thing is that they make him a little bit too, they lean a little bit too hard into the pervy side. It's a little bit bad.
I don't know if y'all go back and watch some of those old school Freddy's. He says some outlandish shit.
Oh, he does.
There's a whole phrase where he kills a black girl. He goes, "Dark meat." What the fuck, Freddy?
Yeah.
There was a hint of racism there.
That's the other thing. He's kind of always been like, the dude's a goddamn child predator.
Yeah.
All right. Like, let's call a spade here. That's like expecting a person in the military to not swear.
Yeah. I mean, but I think it's less obvious in the Robert Englund's versions that he's this perv. Well, no, he's definitely a perv in those, you can tell. But I guess it's not as heavily implied that he's a child predator in the Robert Englund versions.
It's not that it's not heavily implied. It's just that it's written in the way it's written so obscure that you think it's one thing when it's really something else.
Yeah.
Like it's written so much so to seem like that they were harmed, like the kids were harmed, but they don't express what the harm was. All they know is that finger knives were involved. And then as the the plots later go down the list, of course they eventually wrap back around to the kids were sexually assaulted at a young age.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched the Freddy's in a while, but I remember I was like, no, it's definitely hints that he's a perv, but I don't remember the child predator thing being as much of a prevalent point as compared to the new one.
No,
I think they really pushed it on that one.
It wasn't much of a point. It was just more like, and to be fair to the Freddy movies, they did get a little bit out of control and
Oh my
wacky.
God, yes.
The further they got down the line, I'm looking at you 3 and 4 because Dream Warrior was pretty.
Yeah. Let's not get Freddy versus Jason. That counts as a Freddy movie.
That does also count as a Freddy movie.
So
I do find it hilarious that he did kill someone with a video game.
yeah. After the second nightmare, yeah, they got way too wacky.
And I feel like that's why they went with that route that they did, because they're trying to make it a more serious thing. Because for some, those movies are they're not really that scary on the kills.
No, after the second one, the franchise is not scary in the slightest. Like, I can see when people are like, no, 1 and 2, terrifying. Completely agree. 3 and on, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It is just a wacky, weird dude.
Yeah, I think that's what the new one was trying to make it a little bit more of a terrifying thing. Like, trying to make it actually, have some type of scary
threat to it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that, even though I haven't watched it. I appreciate that they try to, like, no, let's try to make him actually a terrifying person. And
they basically just quit burying the hatchet on the whole thing and just like, this is what happened. And it's like, okay, Jesus.
And I think that's what really hurts Freddy as a big horror icon. Yes, he's a horror icon, but I think because his movies after the second one were so off in left field, and then the new one, people had a lot of chip on their shoulders because it wasn't Robert Englund. I think it hurts the Freddy monster legacy.
He's not the only one. Chucky is also the
the
mantra for that Chucky too. Because again, I was afraid of this because the first one, yes, the first one for
Child's Play
was the very first one was all it's worth, and how it was told as a story. I think like the first 3 are kind of like your lorem ipsum of them all. Like that's the core. Now the Bride
of Chucky and the Seed of Chucky,
those are
yeah.
And then you can understand why they took so long to make another sequel that were straight to Netflix. But again, those ones that were straight to Netflix were really good. Like, they were actually terrifying. And it was like, okay, now I remember, like, as I was watching one of them, it's like this is why I was so afraid of this exact thing, because it's something small, tiny, that I can't usually track on an easier basis. Yes, if I get a hold of him, I can just kick him because he's a doll. But again, how often are you like in the situations of it all? It's
that whole concept is wild to think that people are like, let's make a scary movie about a possessed demon doll, and it was kind of somewhat terrifying.
Yeah.
When in reality, all you gotta do is pick him up.
Yeah.
Or just hit him with a door, or hit him literally with anything. He's a doll. He's yay fucking tall.
And I believe they go a little bit further in the TV series. Like, they explain, because I kind of think like they did something in the most recent movie where he can put himself into multiple dolls at one time.
Okay, that's freakier.
Like he learned a spell where he can basically put himself into multiple places at once.
Okay, that's
So-
actually a little more terrifying.
Yeah, but now the what's it called? The TV series, they go. I haven't actually watched what happens in the TV series, so I'm a little bit absent on what all happens in there. But I know it's basically done a complete 180. Like it did what Freddy did, but better.
Okay.
So like, yeah,
It revitalized
Of course.
it in a good way.
yeah, you gotta basically look at it as a steady road. You drive on the road, you hit a pothole, it's like, dang, I really wish they'd fix this road. And then you come back road, that pothole is still messed up, but now the rest of the road is actually smooth.
Hmm.
Or not even that, just like, or a speed bump. Think of it like that.
That instead of fixing the pothole, they put a speed bump over it. Yeah, that's some shit right there.
That's some
But
San Antonio.
That's some San Antonio shit I've ever heard of. But that's actually a good analogy for it, because for the Freddy series, it's definitely felt like start off on a good smooth road and then just pothole to hell.
Yeah.
And then Chucky starts off pretty good, gets a little weird, got some potholes, but then they put a speed bump over it instead of properly fixing it. So I guess it kind of fixes it, but not really. And you got back to the smoothness.
And the only reason why I
Not
say they put a
bad.
speed bump over it is because they own, like, the cast of that movie, the cast and all of them, they own that movie. Like, they love that movie. So it's not like they don't see it as a burn, but they immediately realized with the writing, they saw that it needed a tone shift. So they gave it that tone shift. And it's been the same guy. That's the other thing. It's been the same guy writing this stuff. So it's not like they changed writers and they got a different writer. No, it's the same people. He's hired the same. Jennifer Tilly is like full-time with that entire writing staff.
Is she playing her same character, or she just happens to be another character? I could
She's
never remember
still
with her
playing her-
character.
She's still playing Tiff.
How the hell did she get her body back?
See Chucky.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I say it's not. That's why I say it's just the speed bump, because comically, yeah, it happened as a movie, but for the timeline of the entire franchise, all that shit happened. That shit actually is canon and happened and is legit.
So is the seed of Chucky in the new one?
I have no clue. I
feel like if you're gonna make those movies part of this canon story, you gotta have him in there.
But if I'm not mistaken, a lot of it is all of it is still in one continuous loop. Like, none of the continuity is broken for as far as I know. It might require further research, and I might have to actually go watch the TV series to figure out what's all happening. Which, I mean, it's Halloween's tomorrow, the day of recording, so I could have something to do then.
To date ourselves on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, before we move on to our next movie, our next horror icon, would you put, given how both sets of movies have played out for those two characters, would you put Chucky as a horror villain with his movies above or below Freddy?
Are we just talking about for movies alone, or just power?
No power, because Freddy's got a pretty broken ass power.
Yeah, okay. Well, if we're
I'm
just
talking about,
referring
like,
to the
just using the movies and the story and like how they may have saved or didn't save themselves, like in terms of just where you to rank them as like horror icons, like who's doing better and who's doing worse.
I mean, I'd say Chucky's pretty up there. Like, he's as if I'm even not mistaken, he has a collab with Call of Duty right now where you can play. You can get a Chucky and Tiff skin in Call of Duty. So, unfortunately, I haven't heard much from Freddy and anything of Friday the 13th. or Friday the 13th,
Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street. But like, I haven't heard much of Nightmare on Elm Street of good while. So I would like for it to have some kind of revival, but Child's Play is kind of Chucky and Tiffany are really they're in the best position.
We might get some crazy comments for that, but I think given how the movies have played out, and though they got a little weird, I think Chucky's and the later iterations, as you said, have kind of saved itself. And I'd have to say put Chucky over Freddy for that. Freddy's great. The first 3 Nightmares are great, or at least the first 2 are great, but then it just loses the fucking goddamn train and everything. It goes bananas and goes into.
We're not denying that his powers aren't more broken.
Shit, like it's not even that. It's less scary at this point. More.
If we're talking about in terms of where the movies are and a franchise capability and who's doing stuff right now, Chucky is still making money. And I'm pretty sure that TV series is still going. If they didn't end it or whatever, if they don't have another movie plan, because who knows, the TV show could have been a stepping stone to make another movie.
If it does well, it does well. So I mean, for all you Freddy fans,
it sells.
You might be mad at us for that, but I think just given what we've gotten from their characters, Chucky's a slightly better horror icon than.
I mean, if you look at every live stream of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which I know a lot of people's like, oh, no one's playing COD right now. A lot of them have the fucking Chucky and Tiffany skin. Or at least everyone I've seen has had one.
And speaking, since you brought it up, and since you brought it up, let's talk about Jason and Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
This shit went off the fucking rails too.
Oh yeah, Jason in Manhattan was
yeah. His shit.
So
his shit went off the fucking rails hard.
It's a little bad.
I don't really care. Like I said, I think I liked what I liked about Freddy and Chucky more was their more oddball supernatural things. And yes, Jason is too, but he's more of that slasher killer in the mask type of thing.
The thing I was upset about with Friday the 13th, and it's nothing to do with the movies. It was more when they had the video game and the guy took away the rights. One? Yeah, the Friday the 13th video game.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah. So when the guy took away his half of the rights, it basically forced the studio's hand to shut the game down. And I was like, that's so fucked, because that game was amazing. Like, and the devs were just about to give us a Jason X map, and they were working on all this stuff, and they just had to shut it all down. It was so bad. Like, now, granted, to their credit, they are making a comeback, and they're doing it with the Halloween series, because we're getting a Halloween game with the same style of play.
We'll get to that.
But this time, it has more updated graphics, and it's made better. Like, it's.
We'll get to that weird psycho zombie in a minute. Sticking with old Jason, and I did like I saw clips of the game. That was a really cool aspect. I liked that they were like, let's kind of keep this character, because let's face it, his movies, I never personally cared for them, but I think the first 2 might have been the best ones. Because again, like,
who are we talking about? Jason still?
Yeah, Jason. Oh
yeah.
After he basically leaves the lake, I never cared for those types of movies. Like, I never cared to watch them. Just like I never cared for the Michael Myers Halloween ones. I've never cared for those 2 villains. Don't know why.
I mean,
but from the people, from the parody jokes I've seen, thank you, Robot Chicken, as long as you ain't fucking at Camp Crystal Lake, you ain't dying.
I mean, it's a good course of action. It's genuinely how you die. But again, it kind of wrote the cliche into credit. Like, Camp Crystal Lake wrote the I would say, I'm not saying it oh yeah, horny teens die in horror film. Now, I'd say it coined the horny teens die in. If anything else, if nothing else in a franchise, like I think I'm not saying that it started it, but goddamn, after Friday the 13th, it seemed like every other horror movie from that point going forward had horny teens dying in the movie, or horny people in general.
Horny people in general, because they mixed it into the Texas Chainsaw ones too.
And even in Scream, fucking Randy mentions it in Scream.
Yeah.
It's one of the rules of horror. You can't. Sex is a no-no.
Sex is a no-no. If you're a virgin, you live.
And they threw popcorn at him.
Yeah, no, Randy was right. He was onto something. Because the lore for Jason though is, I swear they keep changing it. With every movie they made, they changed his lore, and I think that bothered me more than anything. Because I'm like, he's a fucking zombie. First off, he's a zombie. He's an unkillable zombie that somehow
keeps coming back to life.
That keeps coming back to life, and him and Michael Myers can walk at a snail's pace and beat you everywhere. But then they changed it from this. It was, well, he died, but then he didn't die. But then he can do this, and I'm like, God, I just don't fucking like
we all know Jason can teleport.
He has the misstep. That's right. He's got the misstep.
The fog rolls in and he disappears into the fog.
Those movies just, I think overall as a concept,
I played Mortal Kombat. I've done that. I've done that side move multiple times. It's really easy.
I'm gonna get some hate from the Jason fans. I just think those movies are boring. I just don't care about them in the slightest.
Another horror movie I used to watch with my sisters.
I'd put him below.
Was Halloween.
With Michael Myers.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the same for me. I personally would put both of them.
Again, that score, man. That score is iconic.
I won't deny that. And I won't deny the iconicness of Jason either, but I just personally think Jason sits below Chucky and Freddy in terms of horror icons. I think he does. I think he's boring and his shit makes no fucking sense.
I think Jason has the love because Jason has the look. He looks how you think an immortal killer should look.
Sure, but it didn't make his shit not boring.
It doesn't help that the first movie was told from the perspective of the mom. And again, it's a movie of its time, man. It's a movie of its time. Look at when it was filmed.
I've watched older horror films.
Look, man.
I don't care for Jason. I don't care for the Jason. I know the Jason fans will get mad at me for that.
I still think Jason is up there. Like, I think mine would be Michael Myers, then Jason, then Chucky, then Freddy.
Really? So far, I got Chucky above him.
Actually, I'd put Ghostface at the very front of that because that's my favorite movie. And then we go down the line again.
You know, I feel like I can't, in the end, after we go through all this, I feel like Ghostface might still come out as probably the most iconic because outside of probably the Scream TV show, the Scream movies have been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I haven't watched past I think the third one ever. But from what I know, from what I've seen,
they're mostly consistent.
Mostly consistent, and they don't go off the fucking rails. Whereas,
nope.
Friday and Jason go off the fucking rails.
Although I will say the plot device in 3 was kind of a little bit of a. It didn't make any sense because the whole voice device thing of having everyone's voices kind of it still bugs me a little bit. It's like, okay, he has this machine that has everyone's voices. Why and how did he get everyone's voice? Like, they kind of just yada yada that point.
It's a horror thing. Yada yada yada.
And it's also one of the few times that they've ever done a single killer too. So,
yeah. We'll get to the Scream one.
But again,
I know you really like Scream.
There's a 7th movie with another single killer, and it potentially, I don't know, but the trailer seems to imply that you should look at that trailer. Everyone, you should look at that trailer. That trailer's really good.
Hey, I mean, what was it? The
If
first
you
one?
if you haven't already.
Hey, but think about this. Think about this. As you pointed out to me the other time when we were watching it, the first one sets up that it's implied to be only one killer.
Oh yeah, it does an amazing job at that.
The new film may be doing the same thing. It may be setting up to make you think it's one dude.
Who knows?
Could be two, could be three, could be old Randy. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't remember if Randy's dead or not. At this point, they keep bringing everybody back. I don't even fucking know. But for me, moving on from Jason's, I would probably put, I'd put Jason below him, Chucky and Freddy, and I might keep him a little bit above Michael Myers. I do not give a shit about the Halloween movies. I don't care. I do not care. How is this man? At least with Jason, they ended up writing him in to be some kind of like Necronomicon type of monster.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he can kind of keep coming back. Michael Myers is always hinted to be just a dude. No magic, no supernatural.
It's the evil.
It's dude just won't
It's
die.
the
He's been
evil.
burned, smashed.
Didn't you hear Loomis? It's the evil in his eyes. I've seen that evil.
How we keep spending money on Michael Myers, and you guys can't give me a decent fucking werewolf movie? God damn it.
It's the evil in his eyes.
Look, I'm not saying I need a super scary werewolf movie, but give me one. Dog Soldiers was probably a really good horror werewolf movie. Can you guys give me something like that? Stop making Michael Myers and give me a somewhat decent scary werewolf flick. Please. Please. Even Van Helsing, for as goofy as that movie is, still makes a very good scary werewolf. I would settle for a really good. Actually, you know what? I can't remember the name. I'll have to tell you. I'll have to let you know about it. But I think it's still on Netflix. There's a movie on Netflix that is basically, it might be Dracula. But there's a vampire movie on Netflix that was genuinely creepy.
Was it Nosferatu?
No, I love that movie, by the way. Thank you. Someone finally gave me a spooky ass vampire movie. Oh, which also Voyage of the Demeter. Great. What the? How the? We'll get to that.
Yeah.
That's.
I have to.
God. Yeah.
Aside for that.
But yeah. Speaking of the Halloween ones, I don't care for them. For me, bottom of them. I'm gonna get so much hate for this already. I don't care for them.
But the other thing that I was, because the whole Scream thing, that's like this could probably be its own thing, because I think it's that big of a thing.
We could probably talk about it after the movie comes out.
We probably will, because I feel like that's going to be its own. That's going to grow to its own thing in its entirety. But like for more on the topic of like the Halloween stuff, like another thing that just popped back into my head was the Marvel Zombies. Oh,
I haven't watched it yet. It looks fun though. It is super fun. I know the comics can be crazy fun.
Oh yeah, and then Marvel Rivals has the mode that's Marvel Zombies, and you get to play that. Like that's super fun too.
Oh yeah, no, Marvel Zombies is that's. The MCU should do I know they have the animated one, but the MCU should at some point mix in the Marvel Zombies aesthetic somehow.
I mean, they did do some of the actors in like zombie makeup.
Yeah.
I saw that, so
they could have done it with Doctor Strange. You know what?
It's not possible.
Maybe.
I mean, we have Zombie Strange already.
Yeah.
So,
like, come on. Give us a little something in Marvel. Come on. Marvel Zombies is kind of a fun concept. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just make it fun.
Yeah.
But for me, when we're still on the horror monster movie, guys, Jason and Michael Myers are last for me. The only ones below them is probably Leatherface. I don't give a shit about him either. Because they keep retconning everything about that guy, too. Like I said, I don't care entirely too much for the over-the-top. I think it's just Jason and Michael just annoy me because their shit just keeps changing constantly, and I'm like, now I'm just aggravated as shit. And they're not. Jason's more supernatural, but he just fucking annoys me. Michael Myers makes no sense. The dude just keeps surviving. You could have fucking Dio from JoJo hit him with the rolla with the damn steamroller, and he'd still somehow survive that. What?
At this point, I've stopped trying to find the logic in them, and I just kind of because every time I try to find the logic in things, it starts to hurt.
Stop milking the Halloween franchise. Let it die.
But I will say some of the franchises, it's hard to keep writing for things whenever you run out of like Scream. I don't know how they keep managing to do it. Like, it's very easy to keep doing it for Scream, but like the fact that they can keep getting more killers in there is very impressive.
I think Scream works because you can make them as copycat killers.
Yes, you can always do it as copycat.
Yes, whereas Michael and Jason, they have to be Michael and Jason no matter what.
Yeah,
and I think at a certain point you just have to kill the dudes off. Like, it makes no sense that they just keep coming back unless you full on make Jason an actual like demon from hell, and Mike has to die and come back same way. You have to eventually go full supernatural with those two guys. Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
At least Chucky remains a supernatural. Freddy's supernatural. Those two guys. And I think that's probably what pisses me off with them more. I'm like, unlike Scream, which can copycat killer, Michael and Jason are supposed to always be Michael and Jason. I'm like, but that's fucking impossible. At some point, these dudes have actually died, and you're not putting magic with this shit.
No.
Until Jason was with Freddy, which then implies that there's somewhat magic, but Freddy is a dream demon, so it doesn't really. If Freddy's involved, there's always magic. But to me, they're just they're last because I just find the whole concept boring. I'm gonna really piss people off for this one.
It's the evil.
It's evil. I would probably. This is gonna piss some people off. I would actually probably put the Leprechaun above Jason and Halloween.
Dang.
I love the first two Leprechauns. Leprechaun and
they're
fucking
good movies.
dumb.
I can't lie, they're good movies, but
they are fun as fuck.
They are fun.
But Leprechaun in Vegas and Leprechaun in the Hood is dumb as hell.
Oh yeah.
But the first two, great little supernatural horror.
Or another good classic one that ever rarely gets talked about. I mean, it did have a movie come back recently, was Candyman.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like, those are with Tony Todd. Rest in peace.
At least he was able to get one last one out. I don't know anything about if that one did good or not.
I didn't think a lot of people liked it. I can't remember.
Man, I feel bad for that guy.
I thought it was good, but some people said it was a little bit too slow for them. I was like, okay.
I feel like the movie's never really intended to be fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever watched a single. I know about Candyman stories, but I don't remember if I ever watched any of them. The concept of Candyman is more intriguing. But he kind of falls into the same aspect of like Jason and Jason and Michael, that he's just a dude, but he's not a copycat like Scream. So we're not trying to.
He's more supernatural.
I'm not trying to prop up Scream. I just think the franchise works because you can copycat killer a lot of it.
Yeah,
that's how you can keep it alive. Whereas these other guys, you either got to lean full of supernatural or you just got to commit to killing the dude after so many movies. At some point, you just got to let it. But I feel bad for the Candyman because, I don't know if anyone else could really portray him as well as he did.
No, Tony Todd's an icon.
Again,
it's hard to, circling back to what I said earlier, it's hard to try to put another person in that actor's shoes.
Yeah, I think that's why the Freddy franchise suffered so bad, because it's not that the guy that played the new Freddy was bad. It's just it's hard to really capture what makes Freddy Freddy when you're not.
It all circles back.
Though I gotta say, someone that made their character truly his own and took this iteration of him from before, and I actually think made him better, was Bill Skarsgård and Pennywise.
Oh yeah.
I think as much as Tim Curry is awesome as an actor, I think Bill Skarsgård made Pennywise so much more prolific.
The It TV series too,
because I watched someone talking about it, and I'm kind of tempted to watch it. Again, I'm not.
I kind of want to watch it. I'm not good with clowns. I cannot clown. Clowns are, oh god, clowns make me. And then to hear what happened, like, because I heard someone talk about it too, and I was like, oh my god. And it's like, yeah, the main character is Pennywise. It's like, oh Jesus. That's not good.
Like that kind of excites me, because all of Stephen King stuff's so supernatural, and I'm like, I dig a lot of that, and Pennywise is fucking terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think I'd watch, because I watched the original one with Tim Curry back in the day, and it scared the shit out of me. So I'll
tell you one Stephen King horror movie that isn't supernatural. It's
what?
Cosmic, but it's not supernatural.
Oh, fuck.
Maximum Overdrive. That one starts off with a comet passing over Earth, and then all the machines go crazy.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I remember that now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Cosmic, not. See, I know my horror movies.
Yeah.
For someone who was always not a big fan of horror movies. The only reason why I was a fan of that movie, because they had really big trucks, and there was this one truck with a green mask that I absolutely loved. And funny enough, it was a clown's face on it, but I couldn't see it as a clown's face. I saw it as a truck with a cool front grill, and I was like, that'd be a cool ass truck to drive.
Yeah,
like in my kid brain, I was like, dude, that truck looks fucking awesome. And I completely looked past the part that it was a clown's face because it was for a toy company.
Yeah. That's probably what made it better for you, because you're like, oh, it's just a toy truck. Didn't even think about it.
Nope.
And that's probably why I enjoy the Leprechaun so much, because it's so fucking wacky. It's perfectly horror for the first two, but it's so wacky that I can't not enjoy the shit out. I know that goes off the rails too, but again, it's a supernatural little leprechaun. It makes more sense for it to start to.
Or another horror movie that I didn't even know it was a horror movie until I went to look up the IMDb page for it, was Tremors. Like, I didn't know that was a horror movie until I looked it up. And yeah, it is a horror movie. I used to watch it with my grandma all the time.
Yeah, Tremors is one of those, you're like, this is one of those fun horrors.
Yeah.
That you can't help but enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird, but it totally is horror. But with Pennywise, I didn't think I'd watch the two new It films, but I just decided one day, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna watch them. And
the cast for the entire cast for those It films were so good.
Yes, I really,
they got an amazing cast for those films.
They did. The kids did great. The adult versions obviously did great.
From the kids to the adults, like it's a perfect sync of the cast, like
perfect setup. And
you couldn't have asked for it any better.
Bill plays Penny so well that I'm like, God, he may, because let's face it, the Tim Curry It is really fucking goofy.
Oh yeah,
so goofy. It's creepy at the time when you think about it, but so goofy. But then Bill made his Pennywise freaky as fuck.
Ugh.
And it didn't even matter that he's a clown. The clown thing didn't really bother me. He just plays him so well. And I was like,
the clown thing amplifies everything he does, in my eyes.
And he's this entity, which I heard on a video. I was watching a video that I'm not super up to date with all of like Stephen King stuff, but there's he's created this whole universe where Pennywise has other siblings that are just more monstrous and terrifying than him.
Yeah.
And I would so love to see movies about those. Because that would be kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really fun to see these monstrosities. Because Pennywise
especially
is freaky.
if they get the right cast and the right setup. Oh,
right cast, right setup, right guy to play the part. I think
fingers crossed.
if you'd have left, if it never would have got touched past Tim Curry, it would not be as well of a horror icon. But Bill elevated Pennywise back up. I think he really saved Pennywise. Granted, he looks goofy with the big ass head, but his shit was terrifying. And just from clips I've seen, of the new It TV show, holy shit. This looks like it'd be a super terrifying show.
Dog, oh god, it's pretty bad.
I
don't want to spoil anything because I know there's some people who still want to watch it.
Yeah.
But man, does it not hold back in the first episode? In episode 1, that's the crazy part, that episode 1 and things are already going down. It's like, oh Jesus. I
heard from one of the videos I watched that what makes these group of kids, besides this being like a prime Pennywise in his era type of thing, the kids from the It movies apparently had The Shining from Stephen King's other setup. So they had that psychic power, which is what enabled them to fight Pennywise, where that's what made them unique. That's why Pennywise was untouchable for years, because no one else had it. I don't know if that's true. And if someone is really, really deep into the Stephen King universe with The Shining and all that stuff, if that makes sense, or if there's clues, totally let us know. Because it makes...
Yeah, I would have to look into this.
Yeah, because if Pennywise can be beaten by talking shit...
This is right out of my wheelhouse.
It does make him weak. But if the reason why is because the kids from the It films had the Shining, the psychic ability within them, okay, that kind of balances it back out a little bit. I don't know, if whoever's really deep into that stuff, let us know, because I really liked how well Pennywise became a bigger thing now, and
I don't know, Chief. I don't
know. But you know, I'll give you an honorable mention horror show.
Go on.
Oh shit. It's one. I'll look it up. It's got Jonathan Majors in it.
Because Alien is also pretty good too.
Yeah, I do. Well, the Alien TV show.
Yes.
I want to watch that. Alien and Predator are good horror franchises too. I told y'all guys, I like the monster creature feature type of horror. I like that. That's why I want a good werewolf one. Give me a really good werewolf one. I liked Benicio del Toro's Wolfman. Is it the best Wolfman werewolf movie? Probably not. But I really liked it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find that for you real fast. Because I think you should watch it if you haven't watched it.
Okay.
Movies, TV shows. Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft. I'm gonna write that down.
Yes. And if the name rings a bell for anybody, yes, it's a whole TV show that pulls in the H.P. Lovecraft monsters and stories and stuff. It mixes it into the show. It's only got one season, and I hate that it only got one season. Apparently, they had to cancel it because it did well.
Speaking of,
it did well. It did well, but apparently it got canceled because the budget, they just couldn't keep up with it, and they didn't want to bring the show down because the budget had to get dropped.
I don't know why that reminded me of the Scooby-Doo TV series, not the most recent one, but the one that came out in like the 2010s with the really good animation.
Oh yeah, the one that actually that plays into the real life horror a little bit more.
Yeah, the one that actually had like an actual storyline.
Yeah, I watched that one. I like that one.
That one's, again, really well done, like extremely well done, and it's not I wouldn't even say it's horror, but it's just a nice spooky vibe type of show to watch because it has a lot of background mystery.
I think it's called just Mystery Inc. or Scooby or Mystery Incorporated.
Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah, it's really good. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, if you guys have ever watched Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, probably the best Scooby-Doo out there. Even though it's not scary, like it's genuinely probably the best Scooby-Doo out there. The show actually leans a little bit more into that aspect. Instead of it being monsters guys in a mask, it's more actual supernatural.
Yeah,
it was really cool. Really cool. You guys should check it out. It's really cool if you haven't watched it.
The werewolf one where it's in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's the Zombie Island.
Oh shit.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Yeah, it's the one in the bayou with the werecats.
God, dude, so good.
Scooby-Doo coming in every once in a while having some good shit. What's another one? Because we were mentioning about it, because we were. I want to get talking to it about it real fast before we have to start wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I hope to see more werewolf and vampire horror aesthetic films, because Nosferatu, and which, by the way, Bill Skarsgård, dude's a killer when it comes to horror stuff. He does a damn good job.
He's really good.
I didn't originally like the idea that Count Olaf looked like that, but after watching it,
it grows on you.
It grows on you. But that and Voyage of the Demeter, holy shit. Y'all hated on Voyage of the Demeter too much. It's actually pretty solid. And it is a good setup for a Dracula story. I wish we could get a sequel from that movie with Dracula. But I mean, we have a ton of Dracula stuff. And Bram Stoker's Dracula that deals with that with Gary Oldman pretty much takes place after that. Yeah. Voyage of the Demeter.
You know what?
I'd love to see
another movie that I saw that was a really good horror movie that gets a lot that I thought got a lot of hate was the Until Dawn movie.
Did I watch that one?
Like, I don't think you did, but I watched it and I thought it was pretty good. And I know a lot of people complain that it wasn't the exact same cabin from the game. And they show it at the end, but I think they're just trying to do like some type of like establishatory movie, like because they want to make it more than just, what it like. They're trying to expand the story a little bit more to make it a continuous movie franchise. That's why I was okay. Like that's why I was okay with them giving it a little bit of a leeway, because I felt like they're trying to set it up to be more than just one standalone movie.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's not like Five Nights at Freddy's where they have multiple games where they can pick multiple source materials from. It's like just the one game that they only have. So they have to make a story to stretch out into multiple games or into multiple stories.
Because the Until Dawn game's not super long, is it?
It's pretty long.
Oh, is it?
If you take if you're trying to complete the entire butterfly effect tree, it's a pretty long game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I forgot it does that.
Because you have to do it for every character. So sometimes that character, I think you can't let them die, or it's a certain way you have to do it or go through the entire butterfly effect. Like some characters have to die, some characters, like depending on the situations.
Right. Okay. I'm okay. I remember seeing about it now. Ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing about it now. That's right. I never watched it, but I know about the game.
Yeah, the movie's pretty good.
The movie's pretty good. I might give it a watch. I didn't mind like that goofy horror Cabin in the Woods with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, that was okay.
It was okay. It was funny. It was kind of stupid funny, and I liked it. Like for as dumb as it is.
Another good one was the Blinko Experiment.
I don't know that one.
It was if I'm remembering correctly, it was movie where they had an entire office building full of people, but then they locked the entire building down and forced them all to kill each other to get out.
That sounds like some Saw if I ever heard it. Which
If
I don't
I'm
care for those
remembering
franchises either.
correctly.
I didn't care about the. Speaking of that, I didn't care about the Saw franchises or the Hostel franchises. Don't care about the Terrifier franchise. If you want to convince me to watch something, if you are a scary movie director, and you want to make a scary movie that gets me to watch it, I'm telling you, lean more supernatural, more creature feature. When like DC or not, when Universal was going to try to make their dark universe with Dracula and Wolfman.
Yes, I was correct. It was the Pinnacle experiment.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that one. Maybe I'll watch that one.
It has a pretty good cast.
Man, I'm telling it. I wish the DC's Dark Universe would have become a thing. I love the idea of all the big horror icon monsters existing in a universe, and we can get modern day films. Love that idea. Universal, don't give up on it. Try it again. But lean into
I
it.
think they're gonna. I think they've already given up, pal.
Fuck no. Lean into it the way
they've already given up. It's too late.
You gotta commit to it the way they did with Nosferatu and Voyage of the Demeter. That's how you set up and make a dark universe with Dracula, Wolfman, all them guys. You got to lean scary. You can't. Nosferatu was such, I think, a good blueprint moving forward.
Friend.
I know.
Too late, friend. They've already given up.
I know.
It's far too late.
I know. I don't know if I'll ever get good, creepy Wolfman Dracula stuff. I will have to send you the name of that show that's on Netflix. That's the vampire one. It's genuine. Like, there's some horror elements. I'm like, I was not expecting it to lean this heavily into the horror elements, but it pulled a lot of the Nosferatu stuff.
Okay.
Like from the shadows, from the creepy, from the visions and stuff. I was like,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. Then.
Okay.
If it's like that, then
yeah, I hope it's still on Netflix. I'll define it. But to wrap it up, what would you say is your favorite horror franchise?
It would. It's kind of tough. Like, I love the Scream franchise. Like, those are the ones that I'd say would started me on the like that journey line.
Yeah.
But I'd also it'd be a tie between that and the Child's Play ones, because again, from being afraid of them to actually watching all of them, it's kind of like a sunrise sunset type thing. Because it went from being something I couldn't see and be completely afraid of to something that, now it doesn't affect me as much, so I can actually enjoy the movie for what it is and not just be afraid the entire time.
I get that. No, I get that. I can see that you'd put Scream up there too, because it's been really consistent. And I think consistency is key when it comes to the franchises running long term.
Dog, it's so good.
For me, given with what's out there and what I'm willing to watch, if we had a good set of Dracula werewolf movies, I probably would put them up there. But just because I love how creepy, like Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman, way creepier than it needs to be.
Yeah, way
creepier. And I would love to see that style of stuff brought back for those two characters. Invisible Man, Mummy, all that shit. I'd love to see it, but
Invisible Man with Kevin Bacon was so good.
Yeah, it was. And
something. No, I'm not playing the Kevin Bacon game. I do not know enough movies to continue to play the Kevin Bacon. No, who was in Footloose with Kevin Bacon? No, I'm not doing that.
No,
not doing that. Can't do it. I'm not about to.
No.
You're barking up the wrong truth.
I'd probably have to put the It franchise as number one for me. At least this one. I just don't care for, like I said, the other big guys. It made a good comeback with the two films, and then the TV show looks terrifying as hell.
Fantastic.
Like I said, I'm not a big
Just
horror guy, but I love a good creature feature type of shit. And it's a creature feature.
And it is definitely a fucking creature. I'll tell you that much.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. But what about you guys? Who is your all-time horror icon number one? Which franchise is your number one? What franchises type of monsters would you love to see brought more prevalent again? Do you want to see more vampire, werewolf, creatures from the Black Lagoon type of creature monster movies coming back out? Or do you like the idea of the let's just go off slasher guys? Let's stick with that. Let us below, put in the comments below and let us know. But this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hope you all guys have a happy Halloween, because I will hopefully have this ready to go and uploaded by tomorrow, so you guys can enjoy this. Hopefully before you go Halloween trick-or-treating, or maybe after you go Halloween trick-or-treating,
or if you're going partying, or if you're going to a haunted house, or whatever you're doing,
whatever it may be,
on tomorrow.
Have a happy Halloween. Look forward to this.
Happy
Hopefully
Halloween, guys.
Maybe some of y'all telling me what you wear in the comments below for your Halloween costume. But until next time, everybody, I've been Phoenix.
I've been Dan.
See ya.